Welcome back, everyone, to Italian Victoria 2 nonsenses. Hey, stock companies, give me more taxes, please. Anyway, last time we had issues. This time we're gonna have more issues. It's the issues game. Right. We just killed the Germans. Now I guess we gotta prepare for the Frenchies to arrive and be annoying. Right. Yeah, I'm spending money on social spending, which unfortunately right now we just don't have the money to do it. Just don't got it. Just don't have it. Man, I just... The current situation of my stacks is just making me very, very sad. Anyway, we were killing the Abyssinians, which is a kind of unrealized dream of some Italian people. So basically, as we were saying last time, a major issue with... Just, why am I not getting any money, man? This is ridiculous. Apparently just way too many, like, subsidies, I guess? I don't know, we're just having fucking problems. Let's just unsubsidize some factories, I don't know. Which are the most expensive? Small arms factory in Piemonte, cannery in Rhone. Excuse me, cannery? That is ridiculous. That's just absolutely ridiculous. There's no way these canneries are not profitable. And yet they aren't. I guess you're having supply problems. Same with this fucking winery and shit. The other one was in Piemonte, right? Was the... Why is there a level 10 small arms factory? Yeah, that's kind of stupid. I don't know, I just... If I had any bloody money, I would actually upgrade the good factories, but... I don't. I kind of don't. So why is the cannery profitable in Piemonte, but not in... Claim Libya. Trigger the Libyan question. We'll send an ultimatum to the Turks. What is the compromise? Independence to their Libyan territories while allowing us unlimited rights within said territories. Would that release a Libya that we sphere? I would like to kill the Ottomans. The problem is, like, can I kill the Ottomans? Oh, well. Oh, let's take Rhodes too. Yeah, take the Dodecanese from the Ottoman Empire. Excellent. We also took the Dodecanese for free. Well, we just gained a bunch of land for free. The Cyrenaica plan. Israel will gain a core. So we could do Israel in Cyrenaica. Very interesting. Extremely interesting right there. Yeah. Well, let's get some states going in these territories, in these regions, in these whatevers. Rhetoric of Hate. Yeah, let's go. Speaking of Rhetoric of Hate, basically it was seen by the... should probably repay some of these debts. It was seen by the Italian authorities as a kind of ticket to being better recognized as like a, you know, full-fledged great power. To colonize and then do colonialism and be like that or whatever, right? That's because this was the period in which the scramble for Africa was only starting to arise. Now that we have a bunch of... We need some commerce tax, I think. Oh, we need... Oh, wait. Where's business banks thing? Maybe once this is done, we get an event. There's supposed to be something hidden under business banks that like increases your RGO efficiency by like 50% or something. Maybe it's probably different in this mod, but I mean, you know, what can you do? Right. rebels have risen against the Qajar Empire. They don't look too unruly. But yes, it was seen by the authorities at this time as something that could, lead to Italy being better recognized as like a full-fledged great power to colonize and be retarded like that, right? That is obviously because at the time there were a bunch of developments in Europeanness that made it so all these European countries were running around the globe fucking shit up. And the Italians thought that they could do the same. Now, as we said last time, they really couldn't do the same due to issues within the Italian state, especially within the Italian military. But at one point, the British are like, hey, we don't want the French to be in the Red Sea region because we just kicked them out of the Suez Canal. I don't remember exactly how they kicked them out, but basically they did. And obviously this means that we cannot let them take land around the Red Sea because then blah, 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 right? Then why the fuck did we just kick them out of the other area? Which is a very reasonable, for the British, a very reasonable assumption, or a very reasonable, reasoning. Very reasonable reasoning. I am extremely smart at language. It was an understandable train of thought. Not one of the most insane things the British Empire ever thought up. I really need to I don't have money though. I really need to be able to micromanage my my factories and build new factories as I see fit. But unfortunately, right now, I only have interventionism, which is kind of an issue. Interventionism kind of sucks, not gonna lie. At least when you need to build factories. Part of the problem, though, is probably I'm still not getting these fucking inventions, which is frankly just absurd. How the fuck am I not getting these? It's ridiculous. Anyway. Yeah, the Europeans were doing European things, and the Italians thought, hey, maybe we're going to get recognized as Europeans if we do European things. Problem is, they couldn't do European things. But the British agreed to help them do European things to avoid the French doing European things. By European things, of course, I mean being insane genocidal maniacs and taking over a bunch of countries with the excuse of the civilizing mission of the white race or something. So this happens, and the Italians are able to sneak into the Red Sea area to take over a part of Eritrea, initially through a private company. A private company being like, hey, going to a local ruler and being like, hey, we're gonna buy your land as a private or whatever. But it turns out it wasn't just as a private. It was actually just, it was actually a full-fledged state-backed enterprise or whatever. Get me more troops. It was actually a full-fledged state-backed enterprise. Obviously, this later leads to this area being annexed into the Italian state. But the Italian colonies always had the issue of them not exactly being very, very big. So part of the problem was to actually make them profitable at all. All right, now I actually do have money. Now that I actually do have money, let us try to... Yeah, at least one factory on this is fine. Let's get some jingoism. And let's get some drilling and blasting. And then I might want to take naval logistics because this allows us to do the thing, reorganize the colonial army. Give me a trade policy. We need to protect the Italian economy. I wanted to see if I could change my fucking national value, but I really don't see how. Like, it's not allowing me to. Which is very sad. Anyway. I have my naval bases in order. Right, still not able to get fuel for my ships because of nonsense. Hey, steamers are profitable again. Let's get some steamers. Let's get some more machine parts as well. So the problem is Rhone. But like I wouldn't mind some more steel mills. Like, even though it's not. And also, how the fuck is the cannery like not profitable? Like, excuse me? Like, you're insane. I have enough of all of these. Maybe I don't have enough explosives, actually. Again, it would be fantastic to actually... Let's try the synthetic dye works. It would be fantastic to actually have the factories that I researched actually come up, because... Yeah, I have all of these. Like, get me electric gear, get me fucking fuel and shit. My god, this is absolutely infuriating, to be honest, but oh well. What can you do? What can you do? Anyway, back to the subject of Italian colonialism. Bit of a problem was the inefficiency of bureaucracy. Another big problem was the lack of size, I guess you could say. All these colonies were, like, pretty small. Fucking Jan Mayen exists. All these colonies are pretty small, obviously. The Spanish goes bankrupt. But they're allied to the... They're allied to the UK. Kind of sad. Anyways, this does not stop the Italians from dreaming of further conquests, kind of. And they're trying to, like, push down from Eritrea, basically, that they took over, into the Abyssinia region. Actually, they signed a treaty with the ruler that kind of reunited the Ethiopian Empire, because, like, we're kind of, like, thinking of Ethiopia as, like, this or whatever, right? You know, if I just remove this guy, can't I just scramble him? Like, if I release him... I'm supposed to have release vassal decisions, right? Yeah, enable release vassals. Grant Sudan independence. Oh. Man, lose 5 plurality is kind of cringe. Just give me national confusion. Man, lose 83 prestige. That's pretty nasty. What do you mean I can't scramble you? I'm supposed to be able to scramble you, Sudan. What? I guess I'm too... What? Demand concession. I guess I can't scramble him anymore for reasons to me unknown, frankly. Really interesting how I can't scramble the guy. I would have expected that to be the case, but it isn't. Anyway, anyhow. We're, like, used to thinking of the Ethiopian state and the Ethiopian empire or whatever of being, like, one thing, right? Which is obviously not real. Like Ethiopia's a massive empire that has major issues, like, within it, basically. And obviously, as we saw last year with the Ethiopian civil war, or the Tigray conflict, as some people are called it, those issues have not been resolved, even to this day. even to this day. And back then, this wasn't different, really. But it's not like the Italians like understood this when they came in and tried to like take all this over. So they're like, they signed a treaty with one of the Ethiopian rulers, which was, or who was the one that had kind of reunited the whole shebang. That's Menelik II, kind of thinking that they can kind of trick him. They can kind of trick him into signing away basically a bunch of rights to deal with other European countries, basically sign away his foreign policy to the Kingdom of Italy. Obviously, this does not work because he's not dumb, or he's not as dumb as the, I guess, Italian. Yeah, we really need to focus on the factories that are productive and make money. He's not as dumb as the Italian policymakers are imagining him to be. And this results in kind of a diplomatic crisis because they put shit in the treaty that they tried to basically put shit in the treaty that would have signed away the Ethiopian foreign policy, and then like the Ethiopians did not agree. But when the Italians published the treaty in the European press, they said that the Ethiopians had agreed to this, which they hadn't. This sparks a diplomatic crisis, and kind of like this combined with all the incursions that were happening inside Ethiopian territory in around the 1890s, basically, well, 1880s and 1890s, basically precipitates relations between the two countries and leads to a sort of a couple decades of irregular skirmishes and warfare in the region, basically in the border regions of Tigray and modern-day Eritrea. And this eventually doesn't go well for the Italians at all, resulting in the famous Battle of Adwa, which is only like the biggest one. There were other battles, some of which the Italians won, some of which the Ethiopians won, such as the Battle of Dogali. They were, kind of embarrassing for the Italian army in a way, because what they were trying to do is they were trying to recruit people from Eritrea. The Qing Empire offers an alliance. They were trying to recruit people from Eritrea, soldiers from Eritrea, to fight in these like colonial battles, because obviously this means that then you do not need to basically respond to these casualties, because they're not citizens. But the Battle of Adwa is like a big deal because actually a bunch of Italian troops, like ethnic Italians conscripted from the mainland, are present in this battle, and they die. Don't remember the exact number, but a few thousand, basically. And this is obviously a major embarrassment for the Italian army and the Italian state as a whole. Major embarrassment. Not good. And, become 5% more liberal. Meetings not allowed. Don't think I want meetings not allowed at the moment. Give me some consciousness, though. Consciousness, more plurality. Thank you. Well, about to demand concession on this guy. Ooh, I'm about to take actually drilling and blasting, which might just improve my economy by a shitload. And by 95, when I'm at war with France, I should be kind of more ready for it. But basically, yeah, the end result is kind of a major embarrassment for Italy. They thought that they were going to basically become glorious due to all the colonialism, and instead it's the opposite. But at this point, we kind of have a sunk cost fallacy kind of issue, because by this point, there's already been a lot of like investment into the Italian colony in Eritrea, and so they're like, but we're just going to continue, we're just going to continue doing this the way it's been, and hopefully Hopefully it's gonna work out. But basically the military incursions into Ethiopia kind of stop for a while. And keep in mind that at this point, the leaders of the country are the faction known as the Historic Left. Oh, getting a bit of a war between Germany and France. German liberation of Danish Schleswig. Looks like the French and the British are involved along with the Germans. Huh. In Denmark and Sweden. Okay, so Germany is just fighting everyone. And it's probably gonna win, because it's Germany. Oh, apparently I can only do Sud. Are you sure that I can't just... Are you sure that I can't just scramble him? It's kind of weird. Anyway. We're doing a Sudan in Sudan. Would this furniture factory be profitable? Is the dye works profitable? I'm gonna keep the explosives. Yeah, I mean, kind of looks like the furniture factory is making money. I don't know. Really don't know. He's two states. He has Sud and Sudan. Oh no, also Kordofan. Add concession, Kordofan. No, I'm gonna add capital concession on Sudan. That's 11 fucking infamy. But he's a primitive. What? Well, add the other concession as well, I guess. Which is not a lot of infamy. We're gonna take the two things and then we're gonna take the other thing and, you know, thing. Just kind of map painting a little bit. Why would I not? Oh, Cyprus is in my sphere now. Very nice. Would be nice to take it over, but, well, not much that I can do. He's already got rebels, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna need to go there and sort that out, actually. Well, there's no way the Frenchies are going to invade me at this time, which is good. Which is a good. Perhaps we should stockpile artillery and canned food. Perhaps. And maybe even cloves. Maybe some steamers. Wouldn't be bad. Get 80 steamers. Got 2K cloves. Yeah, expensive, but at this point we've got money. And we're actually making money normally. Anyway, issues were happening with the Italianness. And, right, I probably had infamy issues at one point or another. Understandable. And at one point... There we go. The Portuguese better fucking pay their debts. Alright, there we go. And I guess we're gonna kill them as soon as possible. We still have 34 fucking war exhaustion? We need to be at peace for a while. We really need to be at peace for a while. All right. Should really be taking phenomenalism. But what can you do? Let's get some railroads. Let's get some fucking railroads. Okay, so now Rhone is the only state that actually has, like, unemployment problems. Good, finally. That's nice. Nice to see, nice to see. Get some more craftsmen in Toscana. Get them working on the luxury furniture, please. Close the artillery factory because we really don't need it there. Get the alliance with Spain. That's good. Improve some of these factories as well. Okay. So problem is the Italians aren't doing good at colonialism. Solution, kind of just sweep it under the rug, but also try again. Acquire the Caroline Islands. All right. How's Japan doing? We need to kind of look at like what the world is like in game, but whatever. Is the Qing Empire? Yeah, the Qing Empire is civilized. Oh shit. Funny things are about to happen to the world economy, I think. It's already starting to industrialize. Yeah, Japan's not that strong, interestingly enough. Kind of sweep it under the rug, kind of try again if you don't succeed. And the trying again, as I said, was under a kind of leftist, quote-unquote, government, or a leftist period in the national politics. Nope. Oh. Well, you just don't have infantry. Need me 1 infantry for this guy. Damn, 352 brigades to mobilize. That's a decent amount. Still having money problems, though. Reduce education spending. I mean, in truth, what is the issue? The issue is that I have a fucking free trade party, really. That's the issue. That is the big issue right there. Can I fix this with my trade policy? Increasing the tax efficiency. Getting 5K from taxes. Yeah. Maybe that's going to make things better. Yeah. Yep. Definitely helped out right there. Man, France is getting annihilated. Kind of wish I had... kind of wish I had a better infamy situation. If I was more around 14 infamy... If I was more around 14 infamy, I could just go ahead and seize some Switzerland for me. But... oh well. Anyway, down the line, though, both through kind of events, let's call them that, both through kind of events and through regular old-fashioned interventions and shit, the Italians also take Somalia, and they even end up taking a slice of China. Now, they wanted to do a thing in 1905, but the thing didn't work. The thing being trying to do something like the French did with Guangzhou Wan, because this was around the time when... This was around the time when... Oh, sorry, 1895. This was around the time when the triple intervention happened, which was the Japanese kind of teaming up with... Sorry, not the Japanese. That was the Russians kind of teaming up with France and Germany to wrest control of Port Arthur from the Japanese and then give it to Russia, which caused a kind of scramble for ports throughout China. The British took Wei Highway. Obviously, the French took Guangzhou Wan, and the Italians tried to do something and take some place around here. Don't remember exactly where. And they were the only ones that were repulsed, so didn't exactly work. In fact, another major L for Italian sort of pride or whatever, right? Because, you know, the Chinese got kind of walked over by everyone else, and yet you're the only one that gets... you're the only one that the Chinese are able to resist, and that's obviously not that great. But they also, with the Boxer rebellion nonsense, the Italians are able to at least take a chunk of Tianjin, of the city of Tianjin. So yeah, that's the Far East. And then eventually, of course, this, like, a lot of this, like, colonial humiliationing slash, like, desire ends up becoming a part of, you know, part of the many things for which sort of the fascist foreign policy is trying to avenge, like, the evils of the past or whatever. Or the wrongdoings of the major powers against the Italians. And part of why the fascists are so keen of launching a major sort of campaign against Ethiopia is avenging those defeats all the way in the 1890s. So yeah, yeah, like, archaeology is going to help us with steel railroads. Isn't that fantastic? Anyway, crack down on the communists. That's going to be it for today. I want to thank y'all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you soon. And next time, I guess, we're going to try to see if we can stay in peace for a little bit. And if not, we're going to fight the French because... yeah, I'm certain that this is going to happen at some point. So yeah, see you then.